Hello and welcome. This is Politics on Sunday, coming to you from TVC News Studio in Abuja, the nation's capital. I am Femi Akonde. The All Progressives Congress is still shopping for a replacement to fill the position of national chairman and secretary. This is after the resignation of Senator Abdullahi Adamu, who once held sway and led the party to victory in the presidential election. The way Abdullahi Adamu exited the APC could be an indication that all is not well inside the party, even though the party leaders will not admit that there are ongoing efforts to paper over the cracks in Nigeria's ruling party.
I've heard of the resignation of the national chairman of our party and the national secretary of the party. Those are voluntary actions that have been taken, and with due respect to our former national chairman and secretary, we commended the wisdom in what they have done, and they served us well in the party. We're happy with their services, and the party is united. There's no crisis in the party. They are happy. We also are happy. So we are in support of their actions, and we will continue to commend and respect and recognize the services they have rendered to our great party.
Some of the many sins of Abdullahi Adamu that led to his resignation includes his decision to openly endorse Senator Ahmed Lawan as the preferred consensus candidate of the party, thereby attempting to rule out other aspirants' right to fair play. It was also reported that he never wholeheartedly campaigned for the APC in the build-up to the election, and he even lost his senatorial district to the Social Democratic Party. Some members of the party also accuse him of high-handedness in running the affairs of the APC. There are also allegations of mismanagement of funds, which for now is yet to be proven. The latest is how he handled the emergence of principal officers in the National Assembly. This was the last straw that broke the camel's back. The former national chairman is also reported to have a frosty relationship with President Bola Tinubu. Well, he openly denies any rift with the president, and he even told me in an exclusive interview recorded 2 weeks ago that his relationship with President Bola Tinubu is cordial.
We need to be a little more careful when we deal with issues at the level in which we are discussing, which is the President of Nigeria. I read one of the guys who was saying something like, that's a Cold War, the Cold War. Which Cold War? You see, they feed on negativities, unfortunately. I have no problem with the President, and I'm a front runner. I led this party with God's guidance. We won the election. Everywhere I went with the president during the campaigns. We never had any issues between me and him throughout the campaign. And since the inauguration, nothing has happened for anybody to impugn the fact that there is a Cold War going on. Whatever Cold War means to them, it doesn't exist here. You see, what is happening is the party is enjoying a good ride now. The party has been able to win an election. And as you do know, the work period is virtually going. And it is now time, for governance. And people don't see governance as a challenge. Quite a number of these guys who are talking so loosely, are doing so partly because they want to gain some favors. It's time for nominating people for political offices. Ministers are there in the waiting. Members of the boards of corporations that were dissolved are there in the waiting. And you shouldn't be surprised that there are guys who want to pick it cheap. But I'm the wrong guy for anybody to try to pick on the papers and radio and television. I come a long way, if you permit that immodesty. I've come a long way, and I think my skin has developed thick enough to tolerate those kind of hiccups.
But it seems Abdullahi Adamu is not getting pity from within and outside the party. It doesn't mean he's looking for anyone's pity. Now here's what we know about Abdullahi Adamu. He served as governor of Nasarawa State from 1999 to 2007. He entered politics in 1977 and was elected to the Constituent Assembly, which drafted the Constitution of Nigeria's short-lived Second Republic between 1979 and 1983. He was a pioneer member of the National Party of Nigeria, NPN. He's also one of the founding members of the People's Democratic Party. In 2011, Abdullahi Adamu was elected senator representing Nasarawa West Senatorial District. He served in the Senate until last year when he emerged as the consensus candidate for the position of the APC national chairman. I had a conversation with Ayobami Oyalowo, a member of the All Progressives Congress, who also served in the now-defunct APC Presidential Campaign Council. We talked about the exit of Abdullahi Adamu. Is this a good or bad omen?
No. I disagree with people who said all is not well. I think the exit of Adamu is a good omen for the party. The way he became the national chairman was, to say the least, not a very appealing way. And if you look at the way he superintended over the general election, his performance was piss poor. I mean, how do you explain a national chairman losing his own state to the opposition, not even a serious opposition, a party that had zero structure before then? As if that was not bad enough, he lost all the National Assembly seats, almost, because we lost all the Senate, lost most of the House of Assembly. We have just about 4 reps now in the state. And aside that, generally, his leadership has been questioned with allegations of lack of transparency and corruption. We were told that the party raked in over 32 billion from the sale of farm. Till today, Abdullahi Adamu has refused to give account of how the monies were spent. So that we can now have a proper party chairman that will be answerable to the people, not one that will be foisted upon us. Because Abdullahi Adamu did not campaign to be national chairman. He was just forced on the party. So clearly he doesn't think he owes anybody any allegiance. And for many of us who are party members, for instance, I know the fight I fought alongside a few of my friends, where we were the ones who ensured that the illegal contraceptive called Interim National Party leadership was removed from office because we were going to destroy the party. But the people who actually now became beneficiary, which is led by Abdullahi Adamu, does not even recognize what we did. So many of us that are core party members didn't enjoy his leadership. We were completely sidelined. So we were happy he left. In fact, I am sad that it took this long for him to have left. So no, it's not a bad idea for the party. It's not a bad omen. Rather, it's a good step in the right direction so that the party can refocus and put in a proper leadership that is focused, that is people-oriented, and that will work for the majority of all APC members, both home and abroad.
Okay, what about people that say that Abdullahi Adamu was forced to resign not because he was a bad party administrator, but because of his frosty relationship with President Bola Tinubu?
Well, I don't know about what those people are saying. Maybe you should ask them. But as far as I am concerned, Abdullahi Adamu was not a good party chairman. I have given the reasons earlier on. I'm not going to repeat myself. And with the reasons I've given earlier, I don't see any reason why we'll even be talking about Abdullahi Adamu as a party chairman. I think he was a mistake of a party chairman, and I think we should never have such a mistake happening on our party. A party that is the ruling party in the nation ought to have a dynamic leadership that is people-oriented, not a chairman that is taciturn, a chairman that is not available, a chairman that does not even care about how the people feel. Just imagine what happened when the National Assembly went about doing the right thing by their leadership. The man just came from nowhere and started making unnecessary trouble. So this is the kind of chairman he was. He is never at tune with reality. So we are glad that we have been rid of his like and of him. He should just go and enjoy his old age and enjoy the money he has made and enjoy his retirement.
Okay, but now the party is shopping for his replacement, and fingers are already pointing to some directions. Are you comfortable with the whole process of shopping for Abdullahi Adamu's replacement? Are people being carried along so that the mistake of the past is not repeated?
Well, I am not yet aware of anything. However, I am hoping that whoever will become the party chairman will be someone who understands and believes in the ideals of the APC. We want a party that actually acts like a proper political party. You see, if you listen to any APC member, they will tell you one major problem that the party has faced. That problem has been the reward system, recognition system of the party has been terrible in the past. So whoever will be our national chairman, I really don't want to belabor myself about whether they are shopping or nobody is shopping, or they are selling or they are not selling. What we want is a chairman that actually believes in the fact that APC is not just the party that is in power or that is in government. However, he must understand that APC is a progressive party. So if we have anybody as our chairman who is progressive in his nature, then I will be very comfortable with that person. And I'm sure a lot of APC members will be happy and will agree with me that what we are looking for the first criteria must be somebody who is progressive in his ideals, someone who appreciates the sacrifice and the labor of what we call the foot soldier of the party. So for us, I am not really too bothered about who takes over. I am more bothered about the ideals the person represents. So if the person embodies such ideals and he is a core APC and a party member, then we will be happy with him.
Okay, but it appears these are not good times in the country. You know the difficulty caused by the subsidy removal. We know how this has also caused a hike in food prices and also basic services. And people are saying that they voted for the APC, but they never bargained for this. As a member of the APC, how will you speak to people who feel that the APC is not delivering on what it promised during campaign?
I want to talk to Nigerians first and foremost that yes, we are in challenging times, but our reality is such that we can't but face a little bit of this challenge. And I think it's the president that said it, that when a woman wants to labor, there will always be some pain. It's unfortunate, and as a member of the party, I will appeal to Nigerians to bear with the government as they try to stabilize the system. You see, let me quickly explain something here. We have been living a lie over 5 decades where we have artificially reduced the pump price of petrol by paying what they call subsidy. But if you follow the news, this last month was the first time in about 3 or 4 years that the NNPC will be paying money into the federation account. It has not happened in about 4 years. So it tells you that we have been in trouble, but we didn't know. So we've been using what you call a band-aid to cover the wound. So right now, it's better to allow the wound to heal properly. Now, removing subsidy means we'll stop borrowing to dash some rich people. If you also follow the news, you realize that all over our neighbors, suddenly petrol prices have gone up in all those neighboring countries, which means illegally we have been subsidizing the lives of Benin Republic, of Togo, of Cameroon, of Chad and neighboring countries. So clearly, it is painful, and I understand it because I'm a Nigerian and I feel the pain. However, this should also give us the opportunity to re-strategize as a country, to rebuild our economy on reality, so that we can have a more productive economy rather than the consumptive one we've been having, so that we can begin to produce more of what we need and we eat, rather than import and import and import. Yes, it is painful, but like I believe as a development economist, over the time, I believe that Nigeria will be able to overcome these problems. We will now be able to stabilize our economy, and then we'll stop borrowing to feed consumption of a few fat cats. Yes, it is painful, and like I said, I apologize and I appeal to Nigerians to bear with the government so we can now reach a moment of equilibrium and stability in the economy.
Okay, and the federal government, through the National Economic Council, has come out with some measures, palliative measures, to cushion the impact caused by the hardship. That's the impact of the removal of fuel subsidy. But now it seems governors will now play a more significant role. Some people are not really comfortable with asking governors to be the ones to drive this whole process.
Well, Femi, if you have followed my trajectory as an analyst and a public speaker, I have always advocated that governance in Nigeria is being imbalanced. We have always, and I repeat, we have always saddled the federal or the center with more than its own fair share of responsibility. Whether we are comfortable or not, this is time for Nigerians to actually hold our governors to account. They are the ones we voted for. You know, in the normal balance, they are the subnationals. They actually, the states are what comes together to construct what we call the federal government. So we must now make sure that we hold our governors to account so that they will live up to their responsibility. We cannot always continue to say, because we don't trust governors, then we must put the responsibility on the federal government. The truth is, how many of us are federal government? How many of us are federal citizens? Every Nigerian is a citizen of a particular state or a resident of a particular state. So if we're resident or we are citizens of state, then our state must be responsible for our lives. Don't forget, by the Land Use Act, for instance, states own all the land. The federal government owns no land. You must even understand that. So clearly, the states are supposed to impact our lives more. So I agree with the federal government by divesting power. All of us have been shouting, oh, let's restructure, divest power to the state. And now that they are giving the governors authority, we are saying they should not do it. So what exactly do we want as a people? So if we have been shouting, restructure, divest power, now they are divesting power and then we are still complaining. What exactly do Nigerians want? So in my own opinion, this is the correct way to test this divestment of power to the state that many of us have been going to town with. So in my opinion, it's a good call, but it's also an opportunity for Nigerians to hold their governors to account and ensure that what we elected them to do, they are actually doing it.
All right.